Okay, folks, I just don't know if the CDC can agree on anything within their ranks. And this has been proven because now the CDC is mad at their own scientists, for proving that masks, even the N95 masks, don't work. And so if you want to see the federal government or an extension of it at work, this is a perfect example of where we are. You've got the propagandists, and then you've got actual scientists who are like, well, wait a second, what you're saying is factually wrong, but I'm just the lowly scientist. And then you've got the Anthony Fauci's at the top who are simply propagandists. I think at one time they were scientists, perhaps, but now he's just a propagandist. So let's go and look at this here. And as we can see, yes, they are mad at their own scientists for proving a lot of stuff was wrong. The N95 masks don't work. Regular masks don't work. So yes, they are finding out that the N95 masks are useless as surgical masks. Also, the CDC is planning on punishing its own scientists for discovering what a whole lot of people already knew. Paul Thacker says here, the CDC is now warning CDC scientists that their finding on masks is not scientifically correct. Okay, because they found N95 respirators aren't better than surgical masks. This is how agency retaliation against scientists begins. That's a great photo right there. You, the science politics. Yes, politics will win out here, but I don't know. We shall see. Scientism versus actual science. Scientism is this worship of science without question. Science is actually science, which questions everything. So he says the CDC is now warning CDC scientists that their finding on masks is not scientifically correct because the N95 respirators are not better than surgical masks. Two, CDC Director Mandy Cohen is all in on masks, of course, because that's the directive from politicians themselves. And during congressional testimony last November, she would not explain whether she would bring back mask mandates for toddlers. Please don't, dear heaven, don't do that. So the masks don't work, but some people just are addicted to them, and they do like the authority. It's true. I mean, a fact is, whether they admit it or not, they kind of are addicted to authority. Paul Thacker says 6 days later, a BMJ journal published a study that found mask recommendations for children are not supported by scientific evidence. Let's take a gander at that. This is interesting. Come on. Okay, so here we go. What is already known on this topic, let's just go to the red lines here. Because benefits of masking for COVID-19 have not been identified, it should be recognized that mask recommendations for children are not supported by scientific evidence. The other red line says recommending child masking does not meet the accepted practice of promulgating only medical interventions where benefits clearly outweigh harms. Well, this slipped through the marketing cracks at the CDC because now they're pissed that their own scientists said this. I think the whole COVID narrative, this has got to be the final nail in the coffin of this whole thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. And now they're going to try to push disease X on us. Well, we'll see. Honestly, if adults want to wear useless face coverings, have at it. It's when they force the junk science on kids, it becomes really objectionable. Yeah, obviously. CDC is also promoting N95 respirators, okay, which will be debunked in a second here, at better than surgical masks for stopping respiratory viruses. Guess what? There's no evidence for this. See JAMA study from 2019. Yeah, well, here's more receipts. Gosh, they just keep coming. It's hard. It's hard when the public is right and the scientists are right. They just hate it. The politicians hate that. Conclusions and relevance. Let's take a gander. Among outpatient healthcare personnel, N95 respirators versus medical masks, as worn by participants in this trial, resulted in no significant difference in the incidence of laboratory-confirmed influenza. Well. Paul Thacker says CDC is also promoting, CDC scientists reported last summer on a meta-analysis the agency did asking the same question, N95 is better than surgical masks. Well, guess what? No difference. Here we are again. Gosh, how many times do we have to be right? 100%. Red line. The meta-analysis suggests no difference amongst HCP wearing N95 respirators and those wearing surgical masks. Sorry, guys. The propagandists hate this crap. The CDC then posted a blog last week warning that CDC's own scientists got the science wrong because respirators work better than masks. Although masks can provide some level of filtration, the level of filtration is not comparable to NIOSH approved respirators. See all the documents at Disinfo-Cron and please subscribe. CDC warns own scientists that their own finding is not scientifically correct. Isn't that great? I love it when Big Brother starts telling the scientists that they're wrong. Yeah, don't you love that? Yeah, so they definitely, there's always money at stake. You've heard it a million times. The same truism that's redundant and ad nauseum, but it's still true today that this leads back to money. And when you have an open revolving door with pharmaceuticals walking in and out of federal government buildings, basically putting together plans for the federal government agencies, okay, like BlackRock did. The Federal Reserve did not make the future plans for money. Okay, that was handed over to BlackRock. BlackRock put together a plan, a fiduciary plan or a financial plan for the Federal Reserve and actually gave it back. Okay, so we're really screwed up here. Jay Bhattacharya, the hero of COVID-19, I think, of those years, the CDC commissioned scientists to see if N95s work better than surgical masks for healthcare workers. They reviewed the high quality evidence and came back, ignoring the evidence, and because they did not like the answer, CDC told the scientists, let's go to Twitter here and see the rest of this. The CDC told the scientists, CDC told the scientists they were wrong. The CDC Gov should change its moniker to the Center for Pseudoscience. Ta-da! That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the commentary section is always fun because we love populist culture. We love what the regular people have to say about this, who figured this out a long time ago, as well as the hero scientists like Jay Bhattacharya, who actually tell the truth. This is so wild to me, Adam says. It's like a scientific mafia. Sure would be unfortunate if something bad happened to your reputation. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. COVID masks were never mandated for medical reasons. They were always mandated to instill fear and obedience. Yes, and silence and separation. Now apparently the scientists better comply, just like they used to force the citizens of America. I know, they didn't even have to put a gun up to our heads. They just scared us to death, didn't they? Government institutions exist to serve the government and its narratives. Government institutions do not exist to serve the peasantry. Well, that's a bumper sticker right there. So I'll say just this last word, it's proven beyond a doubt. I mean, now it's the scientists at the CDC themselves who are actually saying this to the CDC, and the powers that be do not like it. So watch your backs, folks, because if anybody loves retaliation, it's probably some of these federal institutions. Not all of them, but some of them really seem to like this, especially when they have an agenda at the behest of pharmaceuticals to make sure to keep us in constant fear and anxiety. So don't give in to that crap. Be eternally vigilant and just try to be prepared. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll talk to you later.